Before we get to today's video, I'm going to show you some before and after pictures before the garden cleanup, and then we'll get to the video. Sure is a hot day. Better than last week though. Well, the garden has been reclaimed. It's been cleaned up. We've salvaged what we could. So I'm going to give you a tour and show you what we've got going on. And afterwards, then I'm going to replant some of it. Some of it might be too late to get anything out of, but you never know until you try. Maybe this be a late frost this year. Anyway, let's go take a look. This section wasn't affected by the flood much. Had some debris that broke some plants, but otherwise it wasn't flooded. We had the garlic here up front. It's already been harvested. It didn't do real well this year. It was just too wet, but we did get some small ones out of it. I only planted a few carrots because I've never had very good luck with carrots, although it seems to have done better this year. My lettuce, I only had 2 to come up, and then I only planted a few beets because I'm the only one that eats them, so I'm getting ready to harvest what's left. Here I had planted some red cabbage and it never even sprouted, so I don't know what happened. Too late in the year to worry about that. Maybe I'll try again this fall. We had a bunch of turnips here. We've eaten most of them or got them stored. Probably picked the last of them today and replant. Only had 1 cabbage plant come up. No, that's not true. I had 2 that come up. The other one did get damaged. Some debris broke it off. So, and then here's my cauliflower. Getting some big green leaves, healthy plants, but I'm not seeing any cauliflower start, and it's so hot now we probably won't get any. And then here's my Brussels sprouts. They appear to be doing well other than the bugs eating on them. And then my broccoli, and it's the same way. I'm getting a few heads, but they're small. Bugs are eating on it. Big beautiful plants, just not very good heads. I've never had good luck with brassicas. Here we did have 2 rows of peas. They've already been harvested, and I'm getting ready to plant some more. I know they say not to plant in the summer, but hey, I'm going to give it a try. Here's our green beans, and they are doing very well. I just harvested about 2 gallons this week. And here's my squash and zucchini. The squash sprouted late. You also see some random basil. I didn't have basil last year. I planted it, but it didn't come up. This year it's growing all over the place. We've got a few squash coming. These are still small. Like I said, they didn't sprout as quickly as my zucchini did. We lost a few plants in the flood. Zucchini plants are doing well. We've already picked a few. We've got another one ready to pick pretty soon. We lost 1 of those to the flood, and then we've lost a couple to just rot. And then I had planted 28 tomatoes of various varieties. I told you what they were in the video, and I'm going to have to go back to the video and see what they were. Most of my labels washed away. Some of them stayed. We got the Cherokee purple, and those survived. And the Salettes survived. They were at this part of the garden. These in the middle did not. Whatever these were, they washed away. Just about all of this here washed away. I had a couple of marigolds that survived. And then I have some down on the end of the garden here that survived. But I'm not sure what they are. I'm hoping they're Dad's sunset. And then we had a couple of the Homesteads survive. Out of 28 plants, we had 15 to survive. And then here I had a row of okra. It's gone. There's nothing. And then I have some mustard spinach. And we've really enjoyed this. This is the first time I grew it. I'm not even sure where I got the seeds. They were either given to me or I found them real cheap at Dollar General or something. I don't know, but I thought I'd try them. We've really enjoyed these things. This I never did plant. I had reserved it for a second batch of zucchini. So I'll do that today. And I almost tilled all this in because there was nothing but weeds, or so I thought. But after I got to looking, my collards survived. They're small. They were choked out by weeds, I imagine, but we've got it reclaimed and it's weeded. Here's a zucchini plant. It was transplanted when it sprouted. I had 2 sprout in 1 hole, so I went ahead and transplanted it. And then here's some lima beans, and I need to put a trellis up for them today. That's on the list. And you can probably tell between, because I couldn't get in there and replace the dirt. This is where it washed out. This was a huge crater right here, and you can still see the dip between the lima beans. But here where the basket was and all the cucumbers, all of that was just one huge crater. It just completely washed out. I've got it recaptured and retilled and re-leveled, but I think I might have lost 2 of my cucumber plants in the process. This one here is not looking real well, and this little one in the middle is not looking very good, so I may have killed them trying to recapture the garden. And then where I'm standing, let me back up. My peppers were all planted right through here. They're completely washed away. I had 9 of those tomato cages, which are a joke. Whoever created those for tomatoes, I don't know. They're a joke. But I do use them for my peppers. We had 9 of them, and they were all washed away. We found them out in the field. We found 8, and 1 of them was so mangled it couldn't even be saved, so we had to toss it. Anyway, that's what's growing in the garden currently. Like I said, I'm going to do some work today. I'm going to put up some trellises. I'm going to replant some peas. I'm going to go ahead and replant some peppers. They probably won't grow, but I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe we can get some green bell peppers by the end of fall. I'm going to pull up the carrots, beets, and turnips and replant those. And I think I'm going to plant some onion seeds. This year, all I want is the green onion off of it. But then this fall, I'll cover them up, and maybe next year, we'll actually get some real onions out of them. Anyway, I'm going to get to work, and I'll get back to you guys later after I've got some stuff done. Talk to you soon. Well, bean trellis is done. Threw up 3 T-posts and some scrap fencing that was laying around. None of it was long enough to make the whole span, so I had to piece them together. tied it on with some baling twine and called her good. Some of these guys are already throwing up runners, so the ones that did, I picked the runners up and put on the fence to train them. Anyway, she's not pretty, but she's up and she'll work. Reminds me of one of my favorite YouTube channels, One Woman and 2 Acres. If you haven't seen her channel, go check her out. I think you'll like her. She calls her place the Cockeyed Cottage. Well, this is the cricket garden. This project's done. I think I'll plant peppers now. See what we can get out of those before fall. Well, I've got the peppers planted. These are California Wonder. They say they take up to 21 days to germinate and 75 days to harvest, so we may not get any peppers, but we certainly won't if I don't give it a try. So, they're in the ground. I'll water them in this evening when it's a little cooler. I got a thermometer setting out, and it says it's right at 90 degrees here in the sun. It could be worse. Anyway, I think we're going to move on to the next project. This right here is where my okra was planted. So I think I'm going to get Daddy Jay's help stretch out a rope so I can get a straight line and start dropping some okra seeds.
It sure looks a lot different after recovering from that bush.
Crater's gone, except for between the llama beans though. Couldn't get that crater, that part of that crater filled.
Yeah.
I think I killed a couple of cucumber trying to fill in over there.
Oh no.
Yeah. Now that the okra's planted, I'm going to pull up the beets, carrots, and turnips, see what we get, and then I'm going to plant some more back over in the other corner of the garden because it's sandier. I want to see how they do over there. Let's see what we got. Here's what we got for the carrots. Now remember, I've never had good luck with carrots before, so I only planted a few just to see how they do down here. And I think we did alright. This one's kind of gnarly looking, but it'll eat. Got a couple of small ones, but most of them's pretty good. The other side of the garden's more sandy, so I'm going to go ahead and plant some more, and I'm going to plant quite a few of them, let them grow to this fall and see what we get. I think they'll do even better over on the other side. And then here's some that not even big enough to mess with. We're going to toss those to the pigs. So for a test run on the carrots, I'm pretty pleased. And then here's what we got for the beets. Now keep in mind, we've been picking beets for a while now, so these are what's left, but still pretty good harvest on them. I'm really the only one that eats beets. We put the beet greens in salads sometimes, and we all eat that, but that's pretty good. And then we got some smaller ones here that I'm not even going to mess with. I'm going to toss those to the pigs. Alright, and then this is what I got on the turnips. Keep in mind, guys, we really don't eat turnips. We eat the turnip greens. So if you remember, I threw those seeds awfully close and weren't even trying to get beets. We just wanted the beet greens. That's pretty good harvest. It's pretty decent. And then here's ones that we're going to toss to the pigs. Also on these turnips, we've been eating on these for quite a while. And just for reference, here's some that we've picked previously. I mean, this fella right here is the size of a softball. That's a good sized turnip right there. And we've got about a 5-gallon bucket, about 3/4 full of turnips that size. So we ended up with a lot of turnip for how I planted them. Alright, I'm going to toss these rejects to the pigs. Let's see what the pigs have to say. Here's some of the beets and carrots. And the rest of these are turnips. Let's see what the pigs think about them. Well, I think they're pig approved. Alright, so this is where I've decided to plant the carrots and the beets. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right behind this bar here, there's 3 rows. That's where I'm going to plant the carrots, and then I'm going to put the beets behind them. And let me see if I can show you the soil. This is a lot more sandy. I imagine it's because when it floods, the creek brink drops off sand as it comes in. That's my guess. Anyway, this is the soil. And yeah, it's dirt, but there's a lot of sand in there too. And it's pretty hot right now. I can imagine walking on the beach. Alright, let's get some seeds in the ground, some carrots, and then I'm going to do some beets here. Alright, so the carrots and the beets are planted. I planted 3 different types of carrots. We got red core Chutney, Denvers, and some scarlet Nantes, and 2 different types of beet, Early Wonder and Detroit Red. So I still need to plant onions and turnips. So let's go figure out what we're going to do with those. Whew, long day. Well, it's planted out. Put some onions here. And I really don't know what kind of onions they are. They were given to me a couple years ago. The lady said that they were just mixed onions probably. So whatever they are, onions are here. And then I put turnips here. And then in the 3rd row I put some squash. And back here I put some zucchini. I planted 3 more each of the squash and zucchini. Hopefully to replace what we lost. And staggered planting, so hopefully we'll have enough squash to last us throughout the summer and into fall. Guys, that's it for today. I didn't get the peas planted, and I'm really undecided whether to do it or not. I'd like to try. I just ran out of daylight. I gotta work in the morning, so I've got to get this whole thing watered in and work on this video and try to get to bed. Still make time to play with the bunnies and the piggies. So, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and until we speak again, God bless.